What up, what up? This is Finance, Fitness, and Folk. The channel will discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, talk about some folk. So today's episode, I'm going to discuss why you should not neglect your woman while building wealth. So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribe to the channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the video out, give you leverage to better yourselves. Let's get into it. So why do I say do not neglect your woman while you're building wealth? I want to make this a quick video. Walking in DC, it's kind of warm out here today, but actually it's not all that bad. But don't want to belabor the topic. It's pretty simple. If you neglect your woman while you're building wealth, she's not going to be there for too long, right? And here's what I mean by that, right? So I'm pretty sure that folks that are my age, even folks that are even younger than me right now, I'm 46, where, you know, when you was younger, you was on the grind, you know what I'm saying? Like you was out there, you know, working, 10-hour, 12-hour days, 6 days a week, maybe even 7 days a week, you know what I'm saying? Trying to build wealth, trying to get money. And, and you may have a woman during that time, you may not have a woman during that time, who knows? But if you did have a woman during that time, I can guarantee you, I can guarantee you that at some point during that time, she felt like you was neglecting her, you know what I'm saying? And it's a catch-22 because at the end of the day, most women need financial security in their life, right? So they don't want anybody broke, right? So, but you got to work in order to get the money. And depending on what kind of job you have, you may have to work a lot of hours that you don't want to work, right? But you have to do that in order for you to sustain yourself and to sustain her. And if you have kids, same thing, right? But the problem with that is that when you get yourself in that situation, you're not spending a lot of time with your woman. And women are very emotional, right? So at some point, she's gonna feel like, well, he's neglecting me, or, I don't spend enough time with him. Every time he gets home, he doesn't have any time for me. He's tired, or she didn't even care about you being tired. You know what I'm saying? She's just like, you put all this effort into work, but you don't put any effort in me. Well, I'm trying to make sure I pay the bills. I'm trying to make sure we're not on the street. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a very complex situation where you may feel like that she don't understand where you're coming from, and vice versa. And then before you know it, you know what I'm saying, somebody on the side is clapping them cheeks while you're at work. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it doesn't take much, y'all. It does not take a lot. It does not take a lot for your woman to feel like she's being neglected. And, we as men we're hunters, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're folks that our personality for the most part is divide and conquer, right? So if there's any chink in the armor when it comes to like your woman not feeling right or not feeling secure in a relationship, all it takes is one compliment from a guy. She might not be even attracted to the guy, you know what I'm saying? Just one little compliment and it might be over. You know what I'm saying? It might be over, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not exactly sure, how secure your relationship is. That's all between you and your woman, right? But you have got to create a balance when it comes to you building wealth and you being able to sustain a woman. Now, and you keeping a relationship with a woman. But what I would suggest, honestly, if you're younger, don't even worry about being in a committed relationship, especially being a young man. You know what I'm saying? Anything between like 18 to 25. If you haven't really built yourself up like that, whatever, don't be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Just, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone fornication, all the things like that. But I'm a realist. I understand that folks gonna do what they want to do, right? So, if you don't want to, wait for a relationship to be intimate, you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I have no place for you. I don't have no place to put you. You know what I'm saying? But to think that you're gonna be able to sustain a real secure relationship and still build wealth. When I mean by build wealth, I mean like really be on your grind. You know what I'm saying? Like really be out there, pushing day to day, hardly get any sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come home, you may do a 12-hour thing with your job, and then you come home or you're online making money, or you go back out to a second job, make money. You know what I'm saying? You have to be busting your tail constantly, saving money, building money. You know what I'm saying? And what time do you have to be in a relationship? You don't really have time, right? You know what I'm saying? But I do understand that, like, in situations, some situations you might be in a situation where, you really don't have no choice but to be committed, because you may have kids. You may be in a situation where where they have there may be obligations as far as like you are in a apartment with the person or a house with the person. It could be a whole slew of things that will keep you guys together, you know what I'm saying? And of course, love definitely needs to be one of those factors, obviously, right? But I'm just telling you, young man, just telling y'all, if you want to build wealth successfully and not have stress, unnecessary stress, I would suggest you be single, you know what I'm saying? I mean, date, do what you do, you know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to totally cut women off totally, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it at all. I'm just saying that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it does not seem optimal for you to be in a committed relationship while you're trying to build wealth. Because once your woman starts feeling neglected, it's getting close to the end, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Too Short said that in one of his albums. I think it was album 10. It's getting close to the end, y'all. You know, that's Too Short said. Shout out to Too Short. But yeah, I mean, it's just very difficult for you to be able to sustain a relationship while you're building wealth. You know what I'm saying? I know for myself, with me being married, I started building wealth while we was married, and I mean, and we was pretty deep into the marriage when I started doing this. But there was a foundation there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with me being in the military and my wife understanding that, you know, a lot of times I was getting deployed. I was going to this place and that place, going to school and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? There was a security and a bond there where, like, I could leave and understand and know that the house was going to be taken care of. And we had a mutual respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? We still do to this day. So it didn't bother me for me to try to build wealth and put in extra hours and all these other things and think that my relationship was going to be hindered. Now, of course, you know, doing extra hours and doing all these other things, yeah. I made sure I had at least one night out of the week where I did a date night, right? You know, I text her in the morning, say, I love you, sweetie. I see you when I get home today. You know, just little small stuff like that and everything can really be a big thing to your wife or to your woman. Because what she really want is attention. She wanted to be in a position, in a mind state where, like, she knows that you are thinking about her while you out there building wealth and making money. You know what I'm saying? Neglect is something that women cannot handle. They're not built for that. They're just not. I'm not saying that, you know, that all women need attention all the time. I'm just saying that, you know, from an emotional standpoint, if you neglect your woman emotionally and you don't give her the time, you don't actually show effort to let her know that you're thinking about her, it's not going to go well with you, y'all. It's just not. And if you love the woman, you know what I'm saying, you should be inclined to do that. You know what I'm saying? And if you do and you're not doing that, then it's all on you as far as, like, you know, how you're going to build a relationship. I understand that, you know, that it takes two to, you know, to make sure that things stay straight with y'all. But at the end of the day, you know, if you're the one building wealth and you're the one that's going to be out the house and not her, then you need to figure out something, y'all. Because if you don't, she is not going to be there for too long. She's just not, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you got kids, that's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? You got some women that definitely are in a situation where they feel like there's an obligation for them to do something, right? But if that's not the case and y'all just dating, I don't see how it's gonna work. I don't see how it's gonna be sustainable because you're not around her enough. You're working too much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you're working too much as far as, like, you're not trying to build wealth. I understand you're trying to build wealth, but what you want, what's more important? You building wealth, relationship. If both are important, you need to figure out a way to sustain both of them. And being young, especially with having a young mindset, it's kind of hard to do that. You know what I'm saying? So my suggestion is do what you do, build wealth. You know what I'm saying? If you want to keep a woman, but understand that there may need to be some sacrifices done for you to do that. All right? By coming to subscribe, I endeavor to keep putting these out. Give you leverage to better yourselves. Finding Fitness and Folk. Triple F, I'm gone.